Sure.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Coop and the Goose. I am Coop. This is
And I
Goose.
am Goose again.
Uh,
Every week. Every week I'm here. Same as
yes,
Coop.
yes. Like and subscribe if you haven't already.
Check out
Today,
scissor.com.
we are finally back into reading
Yeah, it's
a
been a little
story.
bit.
Yes, we've gone from analog to an alien review video, which I think turned out good. And now we're back to reading.
To short horror film.
Ooh, yeah, true. Short horror
Yeah.
read.
Yeah. And then now we're back to reading after for what you guys is a month, but for us it's only been 2 weeks.
Exactly. We've been mixing it up, and we hope you guys are enjoying that, to be honest, because I'm enjoying it, and you better be, because I'm not changing.
Because we do whatever the fuck we want to. It's our channel. It's been 30
Exactly.
seconds. I can swear now.
It's more likely like 2 to 5 minutes.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Shit. Fuck.
Yeah, I mean, fuck it.
What are we? We're not making money.
Where we are at with today's story is we're on part 4 of I Wrote a Letter to Myself and Got a Response. From what I remember last was from the beginning, we got Scott. Scott's his
Yeah.
name, right?
Yep.
Scott wrote a letter to himself as a joke just to find out he actually contacted another Scott from another world. So where Bad Scott took Good Scott, put Good Scott in Bad Scott's world. Also with his girl Christine. Some weird stuff happened. Also, trigger warning on some sensitive subjects on this
Yes.
episode.
Yep.
So you've been warned. If you don't listen and you still get offended, you have to subscribe in order to
Yeah.
complain. Otherwise,
Yep.
it just gets
Otherwise,
put out.
it's null and void.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Are we real quick? Are we plugging the Discord or no?
yeah, probably should. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Do you want to do it?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
I'll give it a sec so that way you can know where to cut. Also, before we begin, we have a Discord. So if you want access to the Discord, I don't really know how we're going to do it yet. There's a link in the description, but make sure you subscribe if you want access to the Discord. Yeah, it's a small community. You know, there's not a lot of people right now, but we're looking to expand the community. There, you can start posting story recommendations, blah blah blah, whatever. But make sure you check it out.
Yes, and every Sunday, I think, or we'll figure it out by then.
Yeah,
Movie nights.
it's in the works. We got some ideas in the works. You know.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing some watch parties for some movies, basically horror, all horror, more likely all horror.
Yeah.
So it's a little fun, little time. Everybody gets
We
together.
are streaming Deadpool and Wolverine really early. I pirated the entire film.
I filmed it on my camcorder.
Yeah, I haven't actually seen it yet. So yeah, he filmed it on his camcorder at 480p. So we are doing a Deadpool and Wolverine movie night. So make sure you subscribe
Yeah.
with proof. Then we can invite you into the movie night for Deadpool and Wolverine. Totally a thing.
Yes.
That'll
It's gonna be fun, so you should definitely go check it out. All right, gamer. I guess I shall start us off here because we have both
Sure.
read one separate on our own, and this one we'll be doing together because it is a big meaty boy.
Oh, hey, I'm sorry. I didn't see you there. I was too busy looking at this sick ass merch from our YouTube channel. Coop and the Goose. Make sure you check out scissor.com and you can buy some sick ass merch.
I woke to hands around my throat, choking off my air as I swam out of the blank. God damn it. God damn it.
Yeah, we always start off really good.
I woke to hands around my throat, choking off my air as I swam out of the black currents of my sleep and opened my eyes to see a face eerily similar to mine staring down at me. The other Scott was straddling me
Oh,
bearing down hard as I started trying to flail and get free. His arms prevented me from getting a good hit on his head, so I tried punching him in the side. He grunted at each impact, but was unmoved. Yeah, if you close your eyes listening to this, it sounds like the beginning of like a fucking 50 Shades of Grey. I tried to make eye contact, mouth something to him, but he wouldn't meet my eye.
he wouldn't meet my eyes. I woke up to him straddling me.
Seemed to be avoiding them in the fact he just started he just stared at his hands around my throat, lips skinned back from his teeth in some kind of snarl or grimace.
Grimace shake.
Yeah,
That's a meme that's still lived up.
or grimace below eye that looked almost sorrowful. This somehow scared me worse. I started fighting back harder, trying to buck him off while slamming an elbow into his arms, hoping to break his grip. But he was too strong, and I could already feel myself slipping back into the icer water of unconsciousness. As I faded out, I had time to worry if my shoes were still on and to hear him say he was sorry. When I woke next, I was face down on the floor, face down, ass up. The left side of my head wet with some kind of vicious liquid. I wiped at my left eye and then opened them both experimentally. I was in a version of my bedroom, but I couldn't tell it wasn't mine. I looked around slowly, my throat aching with every breath as
Oh
I sat
God,
up. What?
his throat aching.
Oh, God. Let me give him that gabadagoo.
The gabagool.
As I sat up, the room was empty and the door was shut. And I had to fight the urge to rush out and search for Christine. I needed to be smart, take my time, and take everything in. With revulsions, I noticed my hand was wet with blood from where I had wiped my head. My entire side was soaked, in fact, as was the floor. Excuse me. I felt a lurch of fear in my stomach that he had killed Christine before he came back across to get me. But I tried to hold it at bay as I studied the rest of the room. Nothing that noteworthy. Nothing that noteworthy other than he had 5 mirrors hanging in different spots in the room, as all which were dark. I looked at the corner of the ceiling above the bed and breathed a sigh of relief when I saw no mirrors. Turning to the wall, I sat. Turning to the wall,
And the window.
I saw that he had stripped away the paper he used to make the doorway on this side. I guess he had replicated it on the other side, so it would stay open while he destroyed the other side. But aside from the paper, I still had no real idea how it was done. Given the fresh blood, it seemed likely that was a part of it. Again, I had a thrill of fear for Christine, and this time I couldn't resist it. Standing up stiffly, uh, Standing up stiffly, I went to the door and yanked it open. A woman screamed as I looked across the dimly lit living room. I saw it was Christine. She looked terrified, and she was chained to the wall by some kind of collar. But she was alive.
Dude, he looked to the window and Christine was on the wall.
Whoa!
And it was a little warm, so the sweat,
Of the blood dripped
no,
out of
the
his
sweat just
balls.
started to drip down his balls.
Yo, you spitting facts right now. On
Yeah.
God. On God, no cap. That shit definitely not Ohio.
Oh God. Oh God. Stop. That is most skibbity.
Bro, I want to let you know, if a fucking child comes up to me and says, You're pretty Ohio, I will double foot drop kick them into oblivion.
That would be
Like,
funny as hell to
what do you
see. Yeah. Little sidetrack.
little sidetrack, fucking skibbity. Christine! She blinked, her mouth slowly closed as she took me in. After a moment, she started to stand. Her face shifted between fear and hopelessness. Scott, is that really you? I wanted to
No.
run at her, but I could tell she was freaked out. So I approached slowly. It's me, baby. Did he hurt you? Are you okay?
Did he hurt you?
Are you okay? You got a little boo-boo there. Her face crumpled as she ran to me, almost knocking me over with the force of her embrace. Thank God! Oh God! Oh God! Oh God! I stayed quiet and hugged her back, and after a minute, she pulled back, her expression serious and more composed. Is he gone? I nodded. I think so. He jumped me when I was asleep and drugged me here. I was unconscious, but I didn't see any signs of him when I woke up. He didn't come back. He didn't come. He didn't come back out of the room, did he? She shook her head. Then he must be. Why did he slowly turn into a fucking smoker? Then he must have be over in our world. The fucker wanted to take my life, and now he has. I caught myself and smiled sadly at her. But it will be okay. We'll figure it out. I reached out to stroke her hair, but she pulled back. I'm sorry, Scott. I'm so happy to see you, but
Are you fucking Eric Cartman right now?
Am I?
It kind of sounded like it.
I'm sorry, Scott.
I'm sorry,
I don't know how to do Eric Cartman. I'm more of a Jimmy fan.
He looks so
can't
much
say.
like you. I've been stuck here for 2 weeks with him. It's going to take a bit for me to readjust. That's all. She took a couple of steps back, her hands holding her elbows as she smiled apologetically at me. But I'm okay. I'll be okay. What about you? Trying to hide the
So
pain.
casual.
Yeah, like, what the fuck is that type of... I guess, whatever.
Well, okay. Well, think about it. The conversation actually makes sense. It's the way that you're doing the voices that make it sound like it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, what are you talking about? Trying to hide. I'm okay. What about you?
Oh, he almost murdered me, but that's cool.
He chained me to the wall, but that's okay. What are you doing?
I noticed you went through the window.
I was at the wall. Trying to hide the pain and guilt, I felt her words. I turned away to take in the living room. I'm fine. He choked me out, but... Oh, wait. This is Scott. I'm fine. He choked me out, but I'm okay with then a sore throat. I glanced back at her. I'm so sorry for this. I know this is all insane and out of control, but it's still a version of me that's doing it. I wanted to ask about the details of how he may have mistreated her, but I didn't want to make it any harder on her than it already had been. And we could talk about it later when she was ready. So instead, I added lamely, I know he's crazy, and I hope you know I'm not anything like him.
I'm not like other guys.
Christine reached out and touched my arm. Hey, I know that. You're not him. And I know you're not like him. Wait.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, I don't know. Just weird phrasing. Just repeating yourself in a different way.
Nope.
Wait, was
Normal phrasing.
normal phrasing? I'm just retarded.
Yeah, it's because you're reading it like that.
And honestly, I almost felt sorry for him at times. I haven't seen it, but from what I can tell and what he said about it, this place really fucked up. Is really fucked up. Dangerous fucked up. He said people were going crazy here, and I think that was part of his problem too. She pulled her arm back, her voice trembling slightly. Do you know the muffin? do you know
the Muffin Man?
Do you know
The
how
Muffin
to get
Man?
the Muffin Man?
Yes, he lives on Drury Lane.
She's married to the Muffin Man.
The Muffin Man.
The Muffin Man!
Do you know how to get us back? I shook my head as I turned away again, ashamed to look at it. This is what I fucking imagine the way they're talking. So it's like, do you know how to get back? No, I don't. Or it's like the fucking, like, no, I don't actually.
Like a fucking CW drama.
Yes. God damn it! I rolled over my headset wire.
Nice.
All right. Shook my head again, ashamed to look at her any longer. I've been trying to figure it out ever since we were taken, but I don't know yet. I communicated with him through the stationery my aunt gave me. Oh yeah, the journal.
Yeah.
He did the same.
The letters and envelopes. That's what it was.
He did the same with an uncle of his on his side had given him. That paper and two combined together is how we make the doorways. But no matter what I do, nothing seems to work. Wait, are we just all of a sudden now they're there? Or, oh wait, never mind. I'm sorry. Forget what I said because, yeah, we're supposed to assume that it was 2 weeks, so he's been trying to fucking make the door.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw Christine's face fall with despair. I pointed into the bedroom and went on. There's blood in there, a lot of it. And there was blood in my bedroom.
Blood?
What?
Insert the clip. I'll see if I can find it. Blood?
Okay.
I'll have to see if I can find it.
I was afraid it was yours, but it wasn't. Was it? She hesitated and then shook her head. Okay, that's what I was thinking. The blood has to be part of it, and then, God damn it, the blood has to be part of it. Then, did you see how he did it? Again, that strange pause, and then she gave me a quick nod. I saw him draw the shape of the door in blood inside the paper outlines, like you talked about. This. Is the paper still there? She looked past me into the bedroom. Did he take it when he left? Finally, I had some good news. He did! But I have more. When I realized I might not figure out how to get across to you on my own, I started hoping he would come back for me. I took to sleeping with my shoes on every night. And I kept a strip of paper I had saved tucked into the bottom of them. Ooh,
Nice.
that's smart.
Smart.
If we can figure out how to create a doorway, I have the paper to do it. Her expression brightened for the first time, and she grabbed my hand, pulling me into the bedroom. Oh, God. Oh, shit. I never switched the camera back. Apologies. Deal with it.
Wow.
It was just a couple paragraphs. That's okay. Pulling me into the bedroom. Try it. Maybe it'll work. I took a strip of paper from my shoe, and for the next few minutes, we pasted it carefully in the alternating pattern of cream and blue. As far as I could tell, it was close to exactly how he had them arranged when he took Christine. Then dipped a pencil eraser in the thickening blood on the floor. I traced the outline as she directed. It did nothing. After a couple of minutes of waiting, I tried again. No change. Suddenly, Christine pushed past me. Her fingers dipped into with blood. She frantically retraced and outlined over and over, but to no avail. Screaming, she punched the wall and fell back in a heap on the floor. I realized that her hand wasn't covered in the blood from the floor, but was bleeding itself. What happened? What happened? How did you?
What happened?
How did your hand? I think he meant your. How did you hand get hurt?
How did your hand get hurt?
I started to reach out to her, but her dark look stopped me. I bit it. Okay. Just now. I thought maybe it needed fresher blood or something other than a fucking eraser wiping it on the wall. I don't know. Not Scott is the one that did this bullshit. Not Christine. She sighed deeply and seemed to regain control. I'm sorry. I know this isn't your fault, but we need to get out of here. Her bloody hand touched her collar. Fuck! This thing is still on. He said the key is in the closet. I can't reach it. I swallowed and nodded, and I jumped up to check the closet. Inside, I found a smaller assortment of clothes and a couple of pairs of shoes. But the rest of the closet was devoted to books. They were stacked on the shelf at the top and in a neat pile along the closet walls. Most of them looked to be fantasy or science fiction, many by authors I had never heard of, a few by authors who had never written those particular books in my world. On top of the closet books stacks was a key. I need a drink. After Christine was free, we searched the apartment over for any clues and how to reopen the door. 30 minutes later, we were back into the living room. Christine staring at the floor forlornly while I tried to figure out something comforting to say. Look, I'll work it out. We'll figure it out, but it may take some time. Her expression didn't change, and I went on. I need to go out. I need to go out and get us some supplies. Figure out if this place is even anything like what he said. Maybe it's not half bad. And he's just a crazy liar. I knew the unspoken subtext of what I was saying was that hopefully it would be nice because we might be stuck here, but I couldn't quite bear to say it. Instead, the idea of being marooned in this place just hung between us like some kind of noxious cloud, slowly killing the little hope we had left. As I was thinking this, I realized Christine was on her feet. You're right. Let's go and see what this place is even like. I thought about protesting, asking that she stay in the apartment in case the outside world was dangerous, but I could tell she was determined to go, and it would be good if there were two of us. Between us, we managed to find a pair of long kitchen knives and flashlights along with the light jacket with pockets. I could store the items in while we traveled. Then we were off. No, we're stepping out of the apartment now. What are you thinking so far?
Well, I'm very excited to see them leave the apartment because, and also, like, another thing that's crossed my mind is she saw other Scott kill another person. So
Yeah.
I wonder if she's going to pick up on that for that being part of the process.
Yeah, I almost wonder if she kind of like it's already in her head, but she doesn't want to say it because she doesn't want to do it.
Yeah, and also with like everything going on with like shock, and then all of a sudden, like, you know, regular Scott being there, like it's going to be easy to forget that shit. So
This is true.
There's
Um,
also no telling like how long of a time had passed since that had happened. So
yes. Um, all right. Stepping out of the apartment, the ill repair of the hallway matched the holes in the ceiling of the apartment. The only thing in sight was that looked cleaned or well maintenance was the elevator, the brass of which carried a mirror-like sheen. I stopped and looked at the reflection there, but saw nothing. At her questioning look, I expected my encounter in the hallway to Christine. She said, "Not Scott?" as she called him, had told her some about the mirrors, but not a lot. She asked how I'd been able to see him back in the reflections on the elevator, and I realized I didn't know. But
hmm.
I wonder if they have like a certain connection, you know, if you talk to your other version enough, all of a sudden you link better.
I would almost assume that. Because like even though his mirrors were blacked out, he could still like he still had mirrors everywhere, so that we could see essentially what would be that part of the room in Scott's. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Okay, that's like, I think I'm like stumbling all over my words
No,
about
I
it.
know what you mean. I know what you mean. Uh, but by then we were pushing out of the doorstep. But by then we were pushing out of the downstairs outside door. When we stepped out, the first thing that struck me was how quiet the city was, how still it was. Still early. But in our world, there would already be people out and cars bustling along the narrow lanes of the street that ran in front of the apartment building. There would be sounds of nature mixed in as well, even if it was just the occasional bird song or dog bark. Here, there were a handful of cars driving down the street, and the people driving them seemed to either be staring straight ahead as though their gaze were welded to the road in front of them, or consistently looking in every direction, seemingly terrified of some surprise attack. It was hard to say which was the better idea. We turned to the left and made our way down to what would be a cornered grocery store in our world. Along the way, we passed only a couple of people, and they were both walking determined on the far sidewalk. They shot us a worried glance, but that was all. And my attempt to wave hello to the second person was ignored. At the end of the block, we found the Patterson's grocery store. It was not Patterson's package shop. Oh, was now Patterson's package shop. But when we entered, we found that aside from a large volume of alcohol, the place still sold various foods and drinks. Sticking close to each other, we selected a small variety of items and headed towards the front. Money didn't seem to be an issue. Uh, didn't seem to be an issue for the moment, as Not Scott had left a small stack of bills and a debit card with the pin tapped to it sitting on the kitchen counter. The bills were red and reminded me of Monopoly money, but when I handed the cashier $100 bill, he took it without complaint and gave me a handful of strange change in return, including another RFK nickel. Whoa.
RFK. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Damn, that's an old callback.
Nah, that is wild. I love it. Uh, on the way out, we were almost run over by a large teenage boy barreling into the store past us. As he cleared the threshold, he started yelling about how he needed fresh ciggies from my man.
Oi, oi.
Oi,
Can I bomb a ciggy?
uh, get them up for her. What the fuck, cozening?
Um,
Get them up for
I
her,
can't
you
find it.
cozening fucker. I propelled Christine out onto the sidewalk, but not before I heard the cashier scream back at the boy. His mother had been dead for 3 years.
Jesus.
That's very interesting.
Hmm.
We exchanged a look, and I debated suggesting we just head back to the apartment, but Christine was already opening a bottle of water and cutting across the street. There were there was starting to be more traffic now, but the flow of people was still anemic. I made the comment that this was what the world would be like after some plague in a movie where half the people had been wiped out. Christine had shot me a glance, her face hard. I don't know. I don't know. That's it. That far from the truth. She pointed ahead to the Bristow Park, which was actually called the same thing here as well. Let's go in there and see if there are any people out. Our versions of Bristow Park was almost bustling with people in the morning. On the weekend, it would be a families and casual game of football and frisbee. But even the weekdays saw a steady stream of joggers, dog walkers, and miscellaneous others. At first, we thought this version of the park was largely empty, but then Christine heard singing.
Oh, nice. They're having a little party.
Party time. The other paths of the park, following the cultivated hedges of the trees, curving and winding along the park perimeter, with uh, inlets into the more central areas every 100 yards or so. Even when you start down one of those inner paths, it takes more than a few steps before a large open space at the center of the park are revealed. As we walked along the outer path, Christine suddenly cut into one of the inner paths, murmuring that she heard music. I followed, but at first I heard nothing. It was only as we were stepping into the dying grass of the central field that I heard a faint singing or chanting that was coming from the throng of people clustered around the enormous bonfire in the distance.
Spooky. It's a book burning.
Mm.
Yeah, they're burning. I don't know. The funny joke here. No, that's great. It's like a cult. So maybe it's like, I don't know. Maybe they've lost their minds enough to just like, I guess, just burn shit. Seems like it, right? So
Yeah, if I was a betting man, that's what I would say, to be honest. I fucking accidentally zoomed out, but I got it back. Okay. Christine walked towards the group quickly, and after a few more paces, I grabbed her by the arm to stop her. She turned to me, her eyes fierce, and her voice low and trembled when she spoke. What are they doing? Do you see that? She turns into
she's a
Batman.
Batman all of a
Yeah.
sudden.
I had been more focused on Christine as we had drawn near, but as I looked again, I saw exactly what they were doing. The bonfire was not really a bonfire. It was a 20-foot metal frame in the shape of an X. The lower half, oh god, burps. The lower half squatters and the much thicker than the top. Inside the frame, the wood had been carefully inserted throughout the set of blaze. That
I'm
was a
sorry. One second. Let me go back and reread that because I'm so confused by that.
I can
The
reread it if
bonfire was not really a bonfire. It was a 20-foot metal frame in the shape of an X. The lower half squatter and much thicker than the top. Inside the frame, wood uh, had been carefully inserted. Okay. So it's kind of like a giant X furnace.
yes.
I guess.
That was all very strange, but I only noted it in a perfunctory way as I watched the man catching fire.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So they, like,
They're
hung up
lighting.
this man on the X and lit him on fire.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Jesus.
Seeing that, I just turn around and be like, nope, nope, we got to get out of here.
Yep. I'll be like, hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, guys, what's going on? Bring
Hey,
any
what's going on?
marshmallows?
Oh, yeah.
You got any Whoa, what happened to Jerry? The man had been stripped naked and chained at each wrist, and the lengthy metal bindings trailed off into the crowd as each side of the burning X. The man was in the middle between the burning effigy's legs. The top of the white hot metal only inches from his head. The air around him shimmered with heat, his skin blackening and peeling off as he was jerked back and forth from one side of the X to the other at the
Jesus.
whims of the crowds pulling the chains.
His skin peeling off, his foreskin peeling off as he was jerked off by the people on the ground.
This is a 50 Shades of Grey short story.
It could be, yeah. Yeah.
We were still 50 yards away, but when a breeze shifted directions, I could smell the pungently
Yeah, pungently. Yep.
sweat smell of his flesh cooking.
Jesus Christ.
Even as I heard him screaming, I was about to start pulling Christine away when I stopped, my skin growing cold. The man wasn't screaming. He was laughing. Ugh.
Okay.
I tugged
So
weakly.
everybody is on Fent.
Yeah. This is actually dominate porn. That's the correct word, right? Dominating.
I have no fucking clue.
I tugged weakly.
Domination.
Domination. I tugged weakly at Christine, and she glanced at me, her eyes wet and wide. We began to back away slowly, and I was terrified at any moment we would be noticed. But the crowd was transfixed, and even when the man stopped laughing and slumped forward, they kept him aloft and dancing like some kind of
Macabre.
tug of war. We edged our way
Oh.
back.
Oh,
You
they
scared the
edged.
fuck out of me.
They edged.
We are edgers. We edged our way back to the
Perimeter.
Yep, we edged our way back to the perimeter of the field. And my
Where we
last,
gooned all night.
my last look before we headed back to the path out of the park, I saw the cooked meat of the man being pulled apart as the mob ripped him in two. I swear I could hear.
Talk about a barbecue.
I could hear the
Want
wet
some pulled pork
gasping.
sandwiches? Sorry.
Pulled
keep
pork.
going. His
Pulled.
name is Pork.
Yo,
Funny.
let's have a piece of pulled pork here. Or pork.
Yeah, dude.
Let's have a piece of
Just-
pork.
Slow roasted Brad.
Yeah, pulled Brad. Yo, pulled Brad is pretty good. You got any sauce?
Yeah, no, sorry, man. We're out of barbecue. We're
Fuck.
out.
All right, I'll deal with it.
I forgot to pick some up. It was my bad. Party foul. I forgot to bring the thing I was supposed to bring.
That's all right.
But I brought green beans. I know all you white people really like that shit. So
Did you bring Takis?
yeah, but only the cool ranch ones, the ones that don't have any heat in them.
Oh,
Because I know us white people. We
thank
can't handle
God.
food.
I swear I could hear the wet gasping of his skin as it ruptured, the greasy crackle of his weaker bone as they flexed and snapped it. But it seemed
Ooh.
but it seemed impossible as such a distance, real or imagined. I had to stop and vomit on the path. Christine patted me on the back, telling me, "Please hurry."
Hey, look, I know that's fucked up. Shut up. Let's get back.
Can you fucking be a man and get the fuck out of here? We exited the park and wasted no time returning to the apartment. I could feel Christine's terror and knew my own matched it, but I felt no closer to an answer than I had before. We didn't talk about what we had seen, but Christine did take my hand and sit silently with me for a while. I could tell we were both starting to slip into a shock or some disappointment from madness. That's the right word. No, that's despondent.
Despondent. Yeah, form of madness.
I gotcha. We had to do something. Getting up, I started searching the apartment again for anything we might have missed. That's when I found a cream-colored envelope on the bedroom desk. Why is it covered? Like, can we click on it?
A cream. Oh,
We can.
Oh, it takes us back to part 2 as a reference, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I opened it and read it. Then read it again. My heart pounded. When I gave it to Christine, she studied it for a long time before looking up at me. She was about to speak, but I couldn't hold it in any longer and
Stop.
blurted it out.
Stop. Don't say it. Did he hurt you?
Yeah, not what it says on the screen.
Yeah, it's not what it says in the script, but for sensitivity reasons, we're not going to say it. And also, YouTube.
Yeah, is it all right if it's just written there? If it's just sitting right there?
Yeah, you could have it written there, but we can't say it.
That's fair. Sorry.
No, you're good. I just, I
No,
saw
I was
it
saying
way
sorry to the
earlier
people.
when I scrolled down, and I was like, that's why we need a warning. So,
You're good. Well, to be honest, I'm this fucking close. I might as well finish it.
oh, well, so I could take off from here once I get my
It don't
fucking
bother me, guy.
eyelash out of my eye. Scott's face was worried, hurt, and scared all at the same time as he asked, and I could feel myself loving him and hating him for asking the question. I knew he was concerned for my well-being, that he loved me, and I knew that he felt guilty because of who had taken me. But there was still something so selfish in him asking, so childish in him needing to be comforted. And if I had been taken advantage of, or even better, him hoping I could reassure him that whatever brutalities, oh fuck, I can't help myself, brutality, I had endured at Not Scott's hands were as bad as all that, so he could start pretending this wasn't his fault. But it was his fault. I saw that now. Oh Jesus. Not necessarily because of the alternate version of him, but because he had talked to Not Scott, responded to him, told him about me. I was trying not to be angry with him, but I was so hurt and scared, and we had to get out of this place. I had already been toying with the idea of lying to Scott after reading Not Scott's letter. I had no idea why Not Scott had lied about taking advantage of me, whether it was due to his insanity, natural cruelty, or just to make Scott hate him more. I didn't, sorry. It didn't matter. If it could drive Scott's guilt and his anger long enough to force him to do what had to be done, it was a blessing, and that Scott, blah, 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 fuck. It was a blessing. And if Scott's sad face and worried tone made it easier to tell the lie, so be it. Jesus Christ. Okay. I could ask for forgiveness when we weren't in hell anymore. So she's going to tell him that he did.
That's kind of fucked.
Yeah.
Like, just be honest. You're in a fucking shitty scenario where you just watch somebody get burned.
All right. I just want to reiterate. I've already skimmed forward. Very sensitive topics we're about to read here. It
really?
seems like it gets pretty gruesome. So if any of you people are still watching, make sure you like and subscribe for making it this far. Shout out to you. And also, sensitivity warning. That's basically all I can really say. So,
you've been warned.
Yeah, you've been warned. Okay. Yes, he did. He started the second day, and it got worse as the days went on. More extreme. I was going to try to fake tears, but I found there was no tears. After everything, after what we had just witnessed, tears were going to come easily. Well, sorry, what? Tears were going to come easily for some time. I saw Scott's face darken and his fist balled at his sides. That's the response I was hoping for. I waited a moment for him to stew, and then I went on, and I lied before. Uh, I do know a bit more about how to make the door work. Okay. Not Scott killed a little girl and used her blood to open the door. Some of that was guesswork on my part, but I had seen enough to make a educated guess. Okay, so she did bring it up. That's what I
Okay.
thought.
Okay.
So Scott's eyes widened, but he still looked hard and determined. Then that's what we'll do. I'll find someone and take blood from them. I winced and he stopped. What is it? What's wrong? I licked my lips. Ask for forgiveness when you aren't in hell. Okay.
Wait,
Scott, I
what?
mean, I don't know. Ask for forgiveness when you aren't in hell. Yeah, I don't know. It's in
Oh,
quotes, so it's italicized. So that means it's probably yeah, okay. Scott, I mean, not Scott, told me that it had to be from a child, and the blood only worked as they were dying. I didn't want to tell you because it's so horrible, but I don't think there's any other way to get us home. Okay, I'm still kind of confused about that whole thing, but
yeah.
it's all right. Yeah. This too was a lie, of course, as Not Scott never told me such thing, but it made sense. The leftover blood of the girl couldn't had fuck me. The leftover blood of the girl hadn't worked, and neither had my own fresh blood. So we needed to replicate what Not Scott had done as closely as possible and as soon as possible. I didn't we didn't have time for Scott to moralize, try to think up humane alternatives, let the edge of his emotions we're giving him now grow dull with time and, I don't know that word, equivocation? Sure. No, we have to get out of here. I have to make this right and get you out of here. If I have to do something horrible to do that, that'll be on me. His eyes were glimmering, but his voice didn't falter. Didn't falter, sorry. I'll go and find someone right now and we can be done with it. I reached out and squeezed his hand. I'll help. So,
That was an
pretty,
interesting ending there.
yeah. So they've both agreed that they're going to go kill a little kid or something. But I'm almost wondering if this is like the start of their downfall into madness.
I wondered that too. I'm just why lie? You could have gone about that saying like,
Well, because I think Scott would have gotten complacent if he didn't have an anger that made him want to hurry up.
I mean, true. It's 100% like you would almost think she's using him now, using his
Well,
emotions.
yeah, but she wants to get out of here, so it's understandable to a
Yeah,
degree. To a degree.
fucking first comment here. Christine's kind of a bitch for lying about that, but it's a means to an end, I guess.
Yeah, which yeah, so we all kind of agree that to an extent she's wrong, but it's understandable.
I feel like it might be seeing some of that crazy in her too. Either that or she is naturally evil, as Not Scott thought she was.
Hmm. I don't really see
I don't
that.
think she's evil.
Yeah.
Christine, why did you lie? She lied to piss him off enough to drive him into doing something he would never normally do. She lied to make him hard. Ooh. They're not going to survive in this world if they aren't fucking rocks. That makes
If
sense.
you're not fucking rocks, that's probably
Yes.
gonna hurt.
This guy's a little fucking salty here. Her logic doesn't make sense. If she can lie about the one thing that can totally destroy a man, then she can kill a person with no problem. Because her words just changed that man forever. No matter what she says after this point, it's not justified when she could have gone out and killed the kid herself. No need to destroy 2 lives when you already see yourself as dead. It's an interesting take.
Yeah, it's an interesting take.
That's
It looks
okay.
like
That's
him.
like that's a take if you're on the like you don't agree with it, and then but the way me and you first looked at it, it makes sense to make him. You have to make him fucking. You can't just be like, no, he didn't do it. All right, let's go kill a kid. Let's get him pissed off and go.
I mean, I get it. You know, like the first comment said, it's a means to an end. So
Yes.
I understand where she's coming from. Because like tactically it makes sense, you know. Keep the anger high so that way the thought process is I need to get back there and beat up this motherfucker.
Yes.
Before they start getting complacent, because if they both start get complacent, then they just may accept their fate in this fucked up world when they need to get back home. So it's understandable, but
Yes,
I think
100%.
all the comments of calling her a bitch, I don't really.
It's kind of like they don't understand it. Because, I mean, in a scenario, she's been there for 2 fucking weeks. Granted, yeah, she hasn't seen anything. But I can only imagine life with a chain around your neck for 2 fucking weeks.
Yeah.
So she's ready to leave.
Of course she's going to be fucking angry, yeah.
And if you really think of it, it's almost to a point you have to fucking break yourself to get out of this type of hell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
At that point, I feel like anybody in them shoes would do the same in a way. It's like, hey, man, we have to do it this way.
Yeah.
You made sure your shoes were still on. Priceless.
I guess it's something important to know, right? You need to know what equipment you have, so.
No, it's very hilarious how he kept his not Scott's envelopes in his shoe, so just in case he knew he was gonna get kidnapped. The series is fucking good. I just pray they come in clutch on making it a good ending.
I
feel like
I
they're
have a
going to.
feeling. Yeah.
I feel like
The writing has been pretty fucking good the entire time, so I wouldn't see how it wouldn't be a banger.
Yes, and if somehow it does, I'll be pretty sad. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Go check out the merch. It's in the description below.
Sozo.com.
Join the Discord. A lot of fun there. Yeah, we're there. Come say hi. Links to the story is in the description below. Always there.
Yep, make
Shout
sure
out.
you
We
have the
haven't
creator-
we haven't shout out the creator, have we?
not for this episode, no.
Versatile.
Yeah.
That's not how you say that, is it?
I think so. Let me
There
see.
you go.
Veristal is what we came up with last time.
Veristal. Go check them out. With that being said, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.